hosting duties. You're gonna be doing most of the talking.
You already know what's going on. Are we live? Is the question. Are we live?
We are
It
live,
says
son.
we're live. So, welcome to episode 2 of the Revolution. Damn, hey, there it is, Rev. The Revolutionary Storm. I'm sounding like my son right now, man. The Revolutionary Storm, episode 2, y'all. Right here today with myself and the Stadia Revolution. Hopefully, everybody's doing good out here. Rev, how about you? How are you doing, man?
Well, first I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. If you're watching this live or if you're watching this later on, I want to welcome everybody to the Revolutionary Storm, the show where we make the rules and then we fucking break them because that's what we
Pretty
do.
much.
We get our DX. We're getting our DX on. That's what we do. So, what's happening? What's happening, Storm?
A whole lot, man. A whole lot is happening. There's a lot of gaming to talk about, but I tell you
Yes,
this,
sir.
Red, there's a lot of straight up news and to talk about. And before we kick off the gaming portion, man, I thought it would be only right that we make this important announcement, man, that people may not be aware about the passing of Shock G. Now, some people might not know who the hell we're talking about right now, but I thought it was great. And so did you. You know, from what I know, from what I understand, you got a chance to meet this brother, man, that we're talking about. So could you let people know who Shock G is, who he was and everything, and what he stood for?
Yeah, first of all, Shock G is the founder, along with a guy named Money B, of Digital Underground. Digital Underground was a really fun hip hop group from the 90s, from the early 90s. They made songs like Do What You Like, The Freaks of the Industry, Humpty Dance, where Shock G dressed up as another character, as another rapper named Humpty Hump, and it's just Humpty was spitting bars, yo. Humpty was spitting bars. He had that one song. It was his solo song called the Humpty Dance, and that song was a worldwide smash hit. It shattered all those barriers for hip hop. And so many people that don't even know who Shock G is know that song. They know what that song is, and so to hear about him passing was just it hurt. That really hurt, man, because he was also the guy that put Tupac on. We would not know who Tupac is if it wasn't for this guy. He gave him his first job in the business as a roadie and a background dancer. He got him in his first movie, Nothing But Trouble, with Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Demi Moore, and Chevy Chase and a few other people. He put him on his first song, same song, and that song has a significant meaning to me because I had the amazing opportunity to rap Tupac's part to that song when they were in a concert block party in my city, and I got a picture of me and him from that night.
Yeah, hold that up. That's what's up.
A picture of me and him from that night. This is like in 2009. This picture hangs on my wall, man, because I have a wall of fame where I got like autographs and stuff that I for celebrities and hip icons that I've met, like Kim Fields and Darlene Ice-T's first wife. I got an autograph record from her. I got a little bit of a wall of fame, and I got a picture of me and David Banner and stuff like that. But this one and that Darlene Ortiz, the David Banner one are three of the biggest impacts in my life. And so to be able to do that with them and then meet them later on that night and just talk about it for a little bit, get that picture, it meant something. And when I heard that he passed, it was just I was devastated, man. I just I saw it on Ice Cube's Twitter, and I was just like, "Oh no, no."
Right.
So we don't know what the cause was. They're going to do an autopsy, so we'll see what happens. But go ahead.
I mean, I was going to say, man, you're definitely talking about an iconic figure. Like I used to do the Humpty Dance, my damn self. I can still do it. Still remember it like yesterday, right?
Who didn't, man?
I mean, it's crazy, and you still sing the songs if you know who we're talking about. You still sing the music or whatever, and
stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin. Come on, man.
Yeah. See, we don't want to make. We'll save it for another time because we got a long. I know some of the songs, so we want to entertain people.
Just
Yeah,
wanted
no.
just want to just say, rest in peace to Shock G. Peace,
Oh, most
peace to
definitely.
his family. Hope everybody's coping okay with with this loss. And man, if you've never heard of this dude, just watch some just he was also known as the Piano Man. So he was like in all those songs that he produced for Tupac and Digital Underground, because he was a producer as well. You hear him playing live piano in the background in a lot of those songs, like Brenda's Got a Baby, I Get Around, all the stuff. That's him playing that. That's him playing those piano keys in the background. That
Right.
organ sound on same song. All that shit, man. That's
Here it
him
is.
playing it.
Here it is.
That's his nickname was a Piano Man. So, and he had like a tattoo of piano keys on his arm and shit, man. He was so cool. And if you want to get an insight to like how he thinks, just watch some Tupac documentaries. He's in all of them, and the way he talks about Tupac, he believed in that guy, and that's why he put him on. So rest in peace to Shock G, man.
So let me ask you this, man. So we're talking hip hop, we're talking iconic figures. DMX, RIP, he was just laid to rest and all that, right? Hey,
rest in peace, Earl Simmons, man.
Yeah, man. Is there any correlation to hip hop and gaming?
Oh man, the hip hop and gaming thing is like one to one. It's like this. It's like a marriage, man, because we're all like in the same. We were all in like the same age brackets. Some a little older, some a little younger, or whatever. But we're all around the same age bracket. So we, gaming had a significant impact on our lives and whatnot.
Right.
And it had the same impact as on their lives as well. So when you look at that, and then you look at the participation of hip hop icons playing, in the gaming world, like look at Def Jam Records. They made a whole video game. They made a whole video game. What was the name of that game? Def Jam something or other, whatever. But all of their rappers were,
Vendetta and all that.
Yeah. All of their rappers were. It's a fighting game, so you can fight as Method Man, you can fight as Redman, you can fight as whoever was on the roster at that time, and you could fight them like the Street Fighter and whatnot. I mean, so this thing is, these guys are like, okay, y'all might not know the producer to produce a lot of tracks for Jay-Z, damn it, and Just Blaze, right?
Yeah.
Just Blaze has like every console that ever existed. Ever existed. He has them all. He showed them off a few years ago. So, and basically, Jay-Z was like, Jay-Z, when he first heard about this guy, he was just like, yo, man, why you in, he was like, that's and says, well, why is he producing? What's his goals, motivations? He said, they basically told me, he said, I just make beats to support my video game habit. So
Right.
Jay-Z was like, who is this dude? Like, get him on the phone. So like I say, man, gaming and hip hop and all that stuff is one to one, man. We grew up with this stuff. So yeah, that's definitely that correlation, that connection. I mean, but that goes with everything. Gaming, the music, gaming in the NBA, gaming in basketball, football, all stuff. We all grew up as gamers.
Absolutely.
So,
Yo,
gaming
and
touches everything.
I'll tell you this, man, real quick, and we're going to move on to the main show, y'all. You know how we do it. This is all important, or we wouldn't be talking about it, right, Rev?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I know an individual by the name of Sam Madison. Grew up with him. He's an NFL Hall of Famer, played for the Giants, played for the Dolphins first, then the Giants or whatever before he retired, right? So we used to play Atari 2600, and keep Atari in mind because we might be going in a little something special, an update for some of you because we talked about Atari and what their big moves that they're making. But Sam Madison, we used to play Atari 2600 on his porch on a black and white screen where only half the picture worked, man. That's what kind of heritage we're talking about, kind of lineage we're talking about right now when it comes to Project Storm as a gamer, man. So we're talking about all these celebrities and Rev. At first I was like, damn, Rev, we're going to be talking gaming. But bro, I'm glad we're having this conversation because there's so many games. Like I played Madden against the game. At the time, he was like number one on the leaderboards on Xbox or whatever, the rapper, the game.
Yeah.
Beat him twice.
Huge gamer.
Got the messages still and everything, got the clips from the gameplay and all that stuff, man. Dude hit me up at the game, like, yo, good game, man. Like good stuff, So But that's respect, man. And gaming is a way to connect everybody, including these celebrities, man. Gaming,
Yes,
social
sir.
media. Yo, I love it.
Yes,
So
sir. That's the one thing that we all got in common.
yeah, we got some peoples in the house. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Hold on 1 second here. 1 second here. Hold on, man.
Get 'em.
Cause see, y'all gotta understand. Rev is normally the mastermind of the StreamYard and all that. Shout out to everybody that used it. I know Chase put us down with the put
Get
me
'em.
down. He was
Get
one of the first
'em.
people with the StreamYard. So I appreciate all of y'all, man. So if I do something wrong, it's on me. But first of all, y'all, we got G Millie in the house. Let me just go through this. All right.
Get 'em.
We got Charles Arn in the building.
Get
Gaming
'em.
Source Network.
That's
You
Avery.
see what the network is saying? Morning, gents. RIP Humpty. Avery's in the building, man. Avery, first of all, man, I appreciate you for stopping through. Me and Red both, man. You could be anywhere else in the world right now. And then look at
with me.
Hey, bro, the cyborg. Hey, let me say this, y'all. We stopped the show for our guests, man. The cyborg, that new avatar or desktop background, bro, that you have, bro. I'm gonna be talking to you real quick. I hope you didn't make that, man. If you didn't make that, I need to know who made it because I need to get some graphics done in the future. Dude, if you made that, I might be sending
we're gonna need that link up, yo.
Yeah, man. And then we got Squid in the building, y'all. The world famous Squid is in the house, man. Yep. I feel like I left the word out, but y'all know who the hell I'm talking about. That's the bro right there. G Millie is in the shower. You know what I'm saying? We got to let people know G Millie is in the shower listening to the show. So there's no excuse for everybody else not to be able to do the same. Now,
man, okay.
I know you like TMI, but that's G Millie, man. We got to let people.
G cool as hell, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. We got to let the people, be great, man. Let them do what they do. So we're going to move on.
Be great, yo.
We're going to move on to the main show, and we're going to ask Rev. I get a chance to ask Rev first. Rev, here's the question right here, man. What games have you been playing, bro?
Okay, so I'm going to save one. Well, see, we got segments for that, but I'll do this. I've been playing Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a story behind that, and because I didn't get a chance to finish the demo, and I was mad at myself because of that. But I was having some internet issues, and it was messing with my gameplay experience. But I didn't realize that's what the issue was at the time. It wouldn't be input. It wouldn't be input latency. It would be like an input, and then it gets stuck moving in a certain direction or doing something. It was more towards the movement, the sticks.
Right.
And you remember I was telling you about that.
I remember it like yesterday.
Yeah. So I would just be playing NBA 2K21, and I would move the guy, or I would just be standing still, and he would just start moving off on his own. So I didn't know what was happening because, you can't troubleshoot Stadia the way you troubleshoot a console or a PC. And so I didn't know what was happening. And that kind of went on for a couple of months. I just tried to just play with it for a minute and see what I could do. Is hopefully the situation will rectify itself. Turns out that my TV streaming experience, because I don't have a cable box. I just stream my TV through an app on my TV and in my Apple TV box. So I started having visual issues, and it started getting really bad. So I had to call the tech out. I called the tech out. They went out to the box because when I moved in here, they ran all new wire from the pole to my modem. So right. I had no internet issues. They went out there and they found a section of the cable that had been eaten through by squirrels.
Okay.
So they cut that out, replaced it with new cable, ran all of that, basically, fixed the connection from the pole to my modem, switched out my modem because I had a really old modem. They gave me a new modem, and my speeds were still good and all of that stuff. And when I fired up Stadia again after that, it was like day one. And I was like, no more issues. So, but by that time, the demo part had passed for Immortals Phoenix Rising. So when Ubisoft Plus, we're going to talk about that later. When Ubisoft Plus dropped, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and I got it. And first thing I did was fired up Immortals Phoenix Rising, and that game plays really, really real well, because I was having the most issues playing that game with the internet problems I was having. And so when I got back into the game and started playing it, I love that game. And also I've been playing Judgment.
Okay.
Judgment is, and we're gonna talk about that later. But I'm really enjoying that game. There's so many aspects to that game that I'm really enjoying. But there was also a problem too. So we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Can't wait.
Yes.
Yo, it sounds like you've been getting it in, man. Hey, first of all, shout out to them gangsta ass squirrels out there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
yo, I'm telling you right now.
We got some OGs out here.
You know, hey, look, and we got these rabbits down here, man, where I am. We got these rabbits that they don't give a damn. They'll stand right behind your car and dare you to hit one of them or whatever, right?
Factual.
But we try to keep safe. My son, you know, he's trying to make one a pet and all that stuff. But man, we're gonna move on, y'all. Check this out, right?
Kids.
So, Red.
Yes, sir.
Now the games I've been playing, I'll tell you right now, I did a Hellified stream real quick of Horizon Zero Dawn for PC. All right, the 3080 had everything looking beautiful, man. Shout out to Dr. Spaceman and everybody that stopped through that one to check it out. Man, that was it's a beautiful experience. That's all I can say. I played some xCloud, man. I jumped on Gears of War 5 High Busters on xCloud. Nice. Didn't like the performance of that, so I shut that down. And then I jumped over to PS. It was just choppy, man. Like it was choppy. They need to do some work on it, and you know, it's just not well optimized yet, but it's a beta. They're working on it, right? Then I hopped over to PS Now, and I jumped on Marvel's Avengers. Same exact issue, right? It wasn't, the FPS was sluggish. I mean, and y'all know I love these services, right? If I didn't, I wouldn't even bother with them. I like them. Some of them I love, but PS Now has been one that's kind of up and down for me, right? So I jumped on Marvel's Avengers. First time ever even booting the game up. I didn't buy it on Stadia. Definitely didn't buy it when it was $80 or whatever early for the early access. And then I started hearing from like Club Stadia and everybody else, man, that the game had. I think Brian actually loved it, but other people, I heard somebody saying like, "Yo, not yet. Don't buy it now," or it needs something to end game content. It was so many things that was going on that made me shy away from that one. So I still haven't really copped that one yet. So I booted it up over there. Performance was horrible. Shut it down. And then what else, man? You know me, I'm all over the place with game. PUBG on Series X last night. Played a little bit of that. We didn't do so well. Shut that down. But I was playing the games. I just wasn't having the type of experiences that I wanted to have. So that's that. But we're gonna move on, y'all. We're gonna move on.
Yeah. So what's the first topic we got going on?
All right, first topic right here. Blog posts. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Very important to start the show off with.
Yeah, definitely. So, do you want to take that or what?
You know what? I was hoping you were gonna share. If you have it up, could you share that one? Like, so we could do our thing. Because there was, I mean, the people here might know the news, but just in case y'all don't, we'll get it up there.
Let me see. Hold on.
If we can. Let's see.
No, that's not the right one.
Because for some reason I closed it out. I closed it out, man.
That's because you suck.
And I know. I try not to, but man, hey, it is what it is on a Sunday morning, man. All right.
Hold on. So we got to talk about the first one. See, I'm not sure what I can share or not on since I'm not hosting it. So let me see.
Yeah.
Hit this share screen. Oh, okay. Everything is pretty much the same.
So,
all right. So we got the.
All right. Let me go ahead and click
this week on Stadia. We got the This Week on Stadia blog post from Tuesday. That one came a little later than it was supposed to. But, you know, so they got the Guardian games happening. This is a Guardian Games 21. It's I'm not sure because I don't play Destiny like that.
I do. I didn't jump into the Guardian games though.
You can tell me about this.
Man,
more.
The Guardian games, as an event I have not taken part in. To tell you the truth, I need to check it out. I saw a couple people saying that I don't know, like I think it was Rick Tone and somebody else that were talking about. They had a couple gripes, I think, if I'm not mistaken, y'all. about the Guardian games or whatever. So I just didn't jump over there. And plus, I was so busy playing other games and work and doing our thing on PNTS network side of things and all that, man. So I haven't even gotten a chance to even check into it, but I need to.
Yeah, I haven't played Destiny since like February of 2020.
Yeah,
so,
but well, I mean,
I'm the wrong person to ask about this. But they have these events, and this event is it says represent your favorite class in the Guardian Games 2021, earn medals, and take the top step of the podium each week to earn gold, silver, or bronze auras. Collect amazing rewards, including the heir apparent exotic machine and more. Look for the closing ceremonies May 7th to May 9th. In the tower.
There it is.
So it's like the Olympics for Destiny. I mean, that's cool.
That's all they really need to know, man. All the Destiny fans, they're gonna be right at home. They've already been playing it, Rev, while we're slacking. They out there getting it in, man.
Man, more power to them.
Yeah, right.
More power to them.
Anything else?
Well, there's the launch of Ubisoft Plus, where we're going to get into that as far as talking a little bit more about it. But let's see, it said Ubisoft Plus is now available for players to subscribe to on Stadia for one monthly price, giving U.S. gamers instant access to an expanding library of their favorite Ubisoft titles. It's rolling out on Stadia right now, and you don't even need a Stadia Pro. I say start. You don't even need a Stadia Pro subscription to play games with Ubisoft Plus at launch. You'll be able to play all these games for one single monthly price of $14.99, but there's still going to be tax. So you got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Stadia Ultimate Edition, Assassin's Creed Origins Gold Edition, Assassin's Creed Syndicate Gold Edition, Assassin's Creed Unity, Assassin's Creed Valhalla Ultimate Edition, Family Feud, Far Cry 5 Ultimate Edition, Far Cry New Dawn Deluxe Edition, Immortals Phoenix Rising Gold Edition, Stadia, Monopoly Plus, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, the Complete Edition, the Crew 2 Gold Edition, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, Warlords of New York Ultimate Edition, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint Ultimate Edition, Ghost Recon Wildlands, Trials Rising Digital Gold Edition, Uno Ultimate Edition, Watch Dogs Complete Edition, Watch Dogs 2 Deluxe Edition, and Watch Dogs Legion Ultimate Edition. So, I mean, if you look at these are like the top versions of the games that's already on Stadia. But if you haven't bought them all, like me, I haven't bought all of these games. That'll be something cool, and it's gonna keep growing. So you may see the top versions of each game coming to Stadia, being available on Ubisoft Plus, and I think that kind of makes it worth the $15. So you're not just getting the base version; you're getting the highest version of the game that they have available, in most cases. So what do you think of that?
I think it's a hellified deal or whatever. All this, first of all, how we feel about the Stadia deals, man. They just come in droves, it seems like, for the people, and then they come back around, like, in case you missed a deal or whatever. You don't have to feel too bad or wait too long. I kind of like that. Now a lot of those games right there already have those versions of it. But for some people, that's going to be like, you see it all the time.
Bought the base game.
Yeah, you see it on social media. People are like, "Yo, my wallet." And I'm like, "Damn, okay." So that's what's up. Me and you probably are like, "Okay, well, we have these already," and you're right. We might have the base version, but to be able to upgrade to the expansions or whatever is pretty damn cool too.
Yeah, and also, not just that though. Since you have the subscription, you also have access to over 100 games that are, on the PC. If you have a PC to play the games on, like I don't have a PC, and I don't have any other way. I'm a MacBook user.
Shame on you. Now I'm playing Mac's the shit.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So I don't have access to the whole full library, but you still get access to that for that $15. So this is just what's available on Stadia, but there's still a wider, broader amount of games that you can play if you don't play on PC, or I think Luna or something like that. I think they have a little bit more of those games too. But I mean, I think this is a good lineup to start out with. It's all the game, like I said, it's all the games that's available on Stadia right now, and Ubisoft has been a big supporter of that. So, but we'll talk a little bit more about that, because I still have something more to say about that. So moving on, they talk about that. The Judgment is coming. We're going to talk about that. That game is awesome. and Stadia Pro member discounts. We always got those deals going on. And they have the deals for everyone in the store. So that was that. And hold on, I can get to the other.
Yeah.
Get to the other one.
And sorry, man, I could cover this one, but I'm so busy trying to navigate and everything, man. I apologize, Reb.
No, you all good. You all good. So in the do you have to click something or something like that, or is it showing?
Yeah, I got it. I have to add it to the stream. That's all.
Okay, do that then. So
gotcha, Captain.
You got it? Because I'm on that screen. All right, cool.
Yeah, I got it.
So we got Farming Simulator 22 and Legends of Keepers coming to Stadia pretty soon. So this is interesting because when Stadia launched, they had Farming Simulator 19, and there was no Farming Simulator 20, Farming Simulator 21, but we got Farming Simulator 22.
Man, that's interesting as hell. We skipped how many versions of it?
Like 2 at least. Damn. So, but I mean, I tried the game. It's hard for me because I'm not into those simulator PC games. I try, but there's like no goals for it. I need to do something. I don't just want to just build a farm and I made a lot of money off this. Okay, yeah, great, wonderful.
I mean, it's a simulator, so it's teaching you how to farm in case something happens, like a disaster or something, Rev. I mean, you have to know how to go out there and farm, take care of your crops. You really need to know how to work the machinery, Rev. I mean, the game is magnificent for those people who really, some people.
Yeah, now shout out to the people that I know some farmers since I moved to the state that I moved into, and these people are just they love being out there and doing the stuff, and I admire the work.
I appreciate it.
I admire the work that they put in for that. But I grew up in a big city. The farms are something that you go to on a field trip for me. That's what farms are like. They're, it's something that you do. It's just, hey, you go visit it. Oh, that's cool. They got pigs. You know what I'm saying? It's, farms. Oh, look at the horses. They got cows. Look.
Yeah, I understand.
And then you go back home to the big tall buildings and shit. So, but the game was fun though for the stuff that I was able to do. So to see the latest version of the game coming to the platform is awesome. It's going to be available fall 2021, and cultivated to be bigger and better. The ultimate farming simulator returns this year. The family friendly I can't talk today. The family friendly game series takes a massive leap forward and invites everyone to take on the role of a modern farmer. With new features and improvements, Farming Simulator 2022 will allow every aspiring farmer to creatively build their own farm. Even new players, it will be easy to dive in to agriculture, animal husbandry, and forestry. Now, with the exciting addition of seasonal cycles, start farming and let the good times grow. So they're introducing seasons into the game because you can see that in the background here. And you have the spring, summer, fall, winter. So there's going to be things that you most likely going to have to do for that. So what are the features of the game? Let's see. It says Farming Simulator 22 offers more players freedom than ever before, and challenges you to become a successful farmer. 3 diverse American and European maps will put emphasis on different kinds of farming operations through the new implemented seasonal cycle. With the set of more than 400 machines and tools from more than 100 authentic agricultural brands, players can look forward to an improved and realistic as ever simulation. Sow and harvest crops like wheat, corn, potatoes, cotton, wheat. I'm sorry, no wheat.
You don't have to read the whole thing, right? You don't have to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're so damn professional, man.
Yeah, so it's not much. So new machines, categories or crops will add new gameplay mechanics to the experience. Play on your own or cooperatively in multiplayer for up to 16 players. Like 16 players, like who's gonna be 16 players doing this?
I mean,
Like,
don't sleep. Again, there's people who go to the forums and stuff, man. They are excited about this game, bro.
man, that's awesome. For the record, that's awesome. I just can't get into these type of games. Playing on based on the Giants Engine 9, Farming Simulator 2022 features many technical improvements, such as more realistic AI behavior, richer worlds, improved sound, and many more. Okay, that's great. That's cool. So we got Legend of Keepers that is coming to Stadia, and let's see what this game is about. It's coming April 29th, so that is in 4 days. So that's what, Thursday?
Thursday it is.
Yep. Thursday, this game is dropping on Stadia. So what's the deal with this? So Legend of Keepers, Career of a Dungeon Master. It's a perfect mix of dungeon management and roguelite gameplay. You have been hired as a dungeon master by the Dungeons Company. Your job is simple: protect their dungeons. Playing your defense against a group of heroes by checking against a group of heroes. That's interesting. By checking their stats and resistances, then placing the best traps and monsters to defeat them. So you get to play as a bad guy. That's what's up. Seems like it. As a reverse dungeon crawler, heroes move through your dungeon, triggering traps and turn-based fights against your monsters. Each run will be different, but players will keep some of their masters' bonuses between runs. Okay. So he said join the Dungeons Company and climb the corporate ladder. Choose between the 3 original classes. Crush so-called heroes in quotations. That's interesting. And protect the company's treasures. Hire monsters. Manage your employees and your stock of traps. Deal with employee strikes and other fun events. Like employee strikes. Oh my God, man. They really put some interested aspects into this game. I can't even lie, yo. I can't even lie. So this sounds interesting though. This is gonna be like another Orcs Must Die type of game, but with a lot of different aspects. Orcs Must Die 3 was good. I don't know if anybody played that, but it was good. And I'm not usually a tower defense type player because I'm not a PC guy, and it's again these type of games don't necessarily appeal to me, but Orcs Must Die 3 was really, really fun. So this game seems like it's going to be in that vein, and it looks like you're going to be able to do a lot more with it as far as the traps, setting up monsters, and I wonder if you're going to be able to control the turn-based fights, or how's that going to work. So this is dropping in 4 days, man. It's dropping Thursday, so let's see if there's a they didn't say what the price was going to be, so that's going to be something to look out for. So what do you think of that project?
I'm excited. First of all, we got the 22 version of Farming Simulator coming to the platform. I did, however, try Farming Simulator 19. I did try it, man. I got out there, I was driving the machinery and all that stuff, but it was just like so many games to play, Red. That's the issue. So many games to play. Now, that's a game you could just unwind. I played Fishing Planet, man. Fishing Planet is a damn fishing sim, right? Loved it. For all the people that played Fishing Planet, which are millions, I actually can get down with it, man. Yeah, and so a game like Farming Simulator, man, is going to capture the attention of, a niche type group of gamers or whatever that care about that kind of stuff, which is cool. That's what we need. So for the new version to be, new version to be coming, it's all good, man.
Yeah, those type of games, they have their place, and they have that appeal for certain people that's gonna be into those games. So it's always good to have that different variety of games on the platform, because you want to be able to get as big a diverse group of gamers as possible, But as with everything, it's not gonna appeal to everybody, and that's fine. Like for me, PC type games where like Civilization and stuff like that. Those games do not appeal to me like at all.
Is it because of the mouse and keyboard or what? Because some people are intimidated by the mouse and keyboard. Now, I haven't played with it.
With mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, see, I used to be a beast. I'm talking about I got introduced to Call of Duty and all that stuff, man. I used to play all Rainbow Six, the original Rainbow Six and all that back in the day, Ghost Recon games. And of course I can use the mouse and keyboard, but I'm so used to the controller, man. Like when it comes to driving vehicles and like just subtle movements like slow walking and turning cameras and stuff like that. I feel like that's better done with the controller. So that's why I don't prefer mouse and keyboard so much, man.
Yeah, it got nothing to do with mouse and keyboard for me. You know, I can adjust to that. You know, it's fine. But for me, I grew up in the arcades. Like I said before, I grew up in the arcades and then having consoles at home. So those style of games, you know, where it's like an adventure, or it's, you know, or you're fighting against one person or something like that, or you're doing all these different things. It's just the simulation games. I just have no interest in those. I built up a city. All right, yeah, cool. Like I'll watch people play it on YouTube or something like that. I think that stuff is interesting. Like Earth. There was an Earth game that you could do, space. Earth. It's an Earth simulation game that you can do. I watch people play that. I thought that stuff was awesome. I'm just not gonna do it, but that's fine because that's me. That's me as a gamer. But there are so many people that love those type of games, man, and I watch you do it, but you'd never see me doing this.
I mean, you know what though? The chat, first of all, thank each and every one of y'all, man, for showing up and taking part in this whole thing, man. We're gonna have some fun. I'm telling you right now. So, so stay tuned, y'all. We have a jam-packed show for y'all as usual. You know what I'm saying? Rev. So Charles was saying, do you think he was thinking it might be drift as far as your issue? Is it something different than drift? Yeah, this is something else.
I thought that's what it was, but it wasn't. You know, because that's what I originally thought it was when I was telling you about it. I thought that's what it was, but turns out it wasn't that, because I have Stadia installed on two CCUs. One in my bedrooms, a 1080p TV, and then one in my living room is a 4K.
Yeah.
And I had the same issue on each of those, and I have two separate controllers for each of those. You know, I have my living room controller for that, and I have my bedroom controller, which is my Founders Edition. So the same issue is persisting in each instance. So, and then, the same issue was persisting in each instance. And also, I had the same issue on my laptop. So it wasn't the controller. You know what I'm saying? Because once they fixed the internet, everything was fine.
Yeah.
It was intermittent signals that were traveling through the cords and whatever that was triggering certain things in the controller, and then it was also messing with the visuals on my TV. Mm-hmm. Once they swapped the modem, swapped out the bad cable, replaced it with good cable, and ran everything and reset everything, all those issues went away. All of them. The visual issues, the control issues, all that stuff gone instantly. So it wasn't drift.
So did you ever consider contacting Stadia support? I mean,
No, I did.
Okay.
I contacted them first.
Okay, because when I had my issue, Rev, I hit them up, and I had the CCU that was too hot for my liking. And then like I would see like a little bit of pixelation at times, like kind of what you're explaining. And then like a little red screen when I booted it up, like when at the UI main screen or whatever, it used to be red at times. So that was and then they were great at getting back to me and sending me out a new actual Founders Edition though, the whole kit.
Yeah, they were great. I mean, they were really accommodating when I was talking to them, because I was talking to them off and on for like a couple months trying to figure out what was going on, but there was just nothing that they could do as far as troubleshooting because it wasn't on their end. And there was just nothing that they could do as far as that. So I had to eliminate that as far as being an issue. It wasn't on Stadia's end. So it was just my internet. And once I got that figured out, it was done.
Yo, man, Ether's in the building. That's my bro right there in real life, y'all. We used to drive to GameStop, you know what I'm saying, wait in line, go pick up midnight releases and stuff like that, man. Outside in the parking lot singing Halo theme song and all that stuff, man. Ether's in the building, y'all. He also, Rev, knows about this hip hop that some of you all missed in the beginning of the show. We did a little special tribute type of thing for Shock G. I know Maine knows about all that because we used to be right there jamming to it all, man. So it's good to see everybody in the chat. Amanor is up here doing this thing as usual. But it's good to see y'all, man, rocking with us in episode 2. It's gonna be, you talk about fire. This right here is still ice, man. We still sitting on a block of ice and chilling and shit. We have some stuff lined up for y'all, and I'm putting a lot of pressure on Red for when we transfer back over to his channel next week. So catch us over at Stadia Revolution on YouTube at his channel. Stay tuned to Twitter. Follow both of us. Subscribe to the channels that you have. Hey, if you sub, I sub back. That's how I do things. So it's real easy. Let me show you how easy it is. Let me see. Anybody in here that I haven't subbed to, watch I handle that today. You know what I'm saying? Sub to me, I sub back. That's all to it.
Amanor has a sub. He has a sub right now.
Oh, Amanor. I got to put Amanor up there, man. You know what I'm saying? I might have to read Amanor's tweet. Hey, his line, because Amanor is a special dude, man. You got to have love for him, though, man. I really do appreciate Amanor coming in and everybody still being there, hang out with him right now. Hey, Red. So we're gonna go ahead and move on, bro. Because
yes, sir.
Hey, this right here is a lot of fun, and sometimes we get caught up in the fun and we forget that we're doing the damn show.
Right.
So moving right along.
So that was the blog post. That's, if anybody that hadn't seen them, that's it. That's all the information we got this week. Next week we're going to be getting the pro games for May. So that's going to be something interesting to check out. We'll be getting that Tuesday. So that's going to be something to look forward to. We'll be able to talk about that on the next episode on my channel. So moving on.
Nuclear. Let's go, y'all. We're about to turn it up right now when we get here. So let's go ahead and reveal the next topic.
Yes, sir. So Judgment. Yes. This game.
A lot of yeses, man.
Yes, it is. This game is awesome, yo. If y'all have not picked up this game, it is worth the $40 dropped. Look, I spent the $40 before I went to go grocery shopping, and it ate into my grocery shopping budget, but I already had some food still left. So I was just like, I can sacrifice that.
Right.
I'm so glad I did. That game is so much fun, yo. Because it gets into your mind, because it's a detective game, and there's not a lot of that happening in the gaming world, at least far as like that I'm aware of, as far as like and especially on Stadia. A game like that is great for here, because you got the mix of action, you got the gathering of the evidence, you got look, graphically this game is awesome. Just walking around the city and seeing all the lights and the signs and everything, it's like they put some real effort and time into this game. And you said it's 4K. I think some people are saying it's upscale 4K. I don't really care about that.
No, yeah, who cares? That's why I put it up there.
I think the game looks amazing in and of itself. So, but it's fun. It's you get to this insane cast of characters and meeting people and gathering leads, and there are so many aspects to this game. You got quick time elements into these games. The fights are awesome, and all of the moves and stuff that you can learn as you progress through the game. Man, I'm really happy with it. So what's your impressions of it?
Oh man, absolute fire. Like with gasoline and kerosene and everything else, man. Like it's just and I'll tell you, Rev, the reason why it's because it came out of nowhere. When the game comes out of nowhere and just smack you in the face like this game did, man. Because I went on record yesterday saying that I really haven't played the on the SML podcast, y'all. Check that out as well. Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern. Me and MM2K, y'all. I hadn't really played the Yakuza games. They always look interesting, right?
Yeah.
G Millie came on yesterday as one of the live callers and educated me on it's made by the same team that's responsible for the Yakuza series. I kept, I was looking into it, and some people were saying, how people do, Rev. They're like, oh, it's a knockoff, it's a spinoff, it's this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and just kind of dismiss it.
Yeah, I don't care about all that, y'all. I'm the type of dude. I like Dante's Inferno. Some people said it was a God of War ripoff and all that. Man, I like the game for what I played. So when I jumped on this game, the first thing I noticed was the sheer level of polish, man. Like the game is so damn polished, Red. For it to be a remaster, it still looked like something that could have dropped today, brand new IP, right? And so then I'm like, okay, the graphics are already wild. I mean, it's not hard to please Project Storm. So you turn up the visuals and you give me solid performance or whatever, good FPS and all that. I'm sold on the game. I could probably play through a bad game if it's polished. But this game is not a bad game, man. The voice, the character models, whatever technology they used. I know Shenmue back in the day, they used like these clay figures and stuff and all this stuff that they modeled characters from. And it was a spectacular looking game. And that's what it kind of reminds me of. It pays a lot of respect and homage to Shenmue, the original.
Shenmue was
I call it Moo. Shenmue.
It's Shenmue. Shenmue was so good, man. I love that. I love the game. Because it's a game you had to get an actual job in the game, and you had to do the job in order to progress the game, which was like, what?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You actually had to go to work,
driving the forklift and everything,
like,
bro.
What? And the forklift races. Let's talk about that.
Oh my gosh.
My God. And the gameplay, the fight mechanics in it. My God, man, that game was so perfect.
Let me ask you this: Did the quick time events turn you off to the game or not? Does it even matter?
No, I like the quick time events in the game because I'm used to that from playing like the Tomb Raider games and stuff like that. Because it engages your mind, it engages your reflexes. You have to be on top of your shit in order to really effectively do the quick time events on top of that. But they make it easy. They make it easy for you to be able to do that. And there's so many different aspects to how those things play into it. Like if you're chasing somebody or if you're in a fight, there's so many different things that happen with the quick time events that I really like it. It's not a deterrent for me.
Yeah. And so so the chat, it's good to see the chat up in here, man. Hell Monkey's in the building. He said Judgment is the new benchmark for Stadia, right? For Stadia games. High detailed 1620p, solid stable 60 FPS. I expect all games to be on this level going forward. Now, this is the same thing I've been thinking on Red and chat. Definitely Hell Monkey. I've been thinking this because it just, and I saw some other people saying like, yo, at this point, we can expect games like to run like this. And I think it's about that time that people have gotten used to the technology a little bit, the dev kits and all that stuff that they need to get used to. You know how it's like a console cycle. Yeah. As time goes on, you get more familiar with it and all that. So I'm glad Hell Monkey put that out there.
Yeah, I mean, we can have that expectation, but at the same time, the reality of it is some developers are not going to be as thorough and careful with their game as Sega was with this. So while we can hold that as a standard for other developers like Ubisoft did with the Division 2, it's still not necessarily going to be the reality. And we got a segment we're going to talk about that too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I personally think that games should be on this level. They should have been on this level from the beginning. But like I said, people are still getting used to the dev kits and stuff like that. But there's just no real reason why they shouldn't be at this point. So hopefully we'll see that improvement going forward. Hopefully too. So
yeah. Right. Yeah, man, because I know, it's important, but hey, it is what it is. The game, if it upscales well and plays well, that's all that matters to me. But so moving right along, G Millie yesterday dropped a nuke and said it is on par with the PS5 version. I saw somebody on Twitter today say that it's on par with the Series X version. So with my own eyes, I was able to see and share yesterday that I thought that would be the case. And I couldn't wait to see the game running on the Series X or whatever so that I could, because it just looked so good. Yeah, because it looks so damn. It's just an excellent game when you see it, and that's why I care about resolution in the first place, Rev. Because your eyes are attracted to the beauty of the game, the fluidity of the movement. Like when I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn last night, Dr. Spaceman and other people came by and they were amazed by the visual fidelity and the performance of the game. You put those two together, you got a hell of a game, man.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir. Yeah. No, I care about that stuff too. I just, but I want more so than anything else the baseline of the game to be fun, and then everything else will, be in line after that. If it's got great graphics and it plays well, that's great. But I want that game to be fun because I can't play a terrible game if it looks good. I just can't play a pretty turd. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's got to be. It can't just be trash. You know what I'm saying? But if it's an average game and it plays well and looks good, I could probably power through it. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
But with Judgment, I played it like right before. I played like 90 minutes of it or so before I jumped on here. This morning before we started getting ready for this, and I had an issue, and I'm not sure if it's because of the way the game loaded, but there was some real graphical issues in the load that I played, whereas there was just lines of polygons across the screen coming from like the player's arm to his hip and stuff like that, or in a certain scene where you're in a room and there's just big there's this big long lines of graphics, unfinished graphics, stuff like that is going across the screen. It's not necessarily pixelation because the game still looks good. It's just that there was these extra lines of like graphic code, I guess you can call it. I don't know. But it really was distracting, and I'm not sure if that was due to just the way the game loaded or something else. But when I played it yesterday, I didn't have that issue, and when I fired it up this morning, it was there, and it kind of progressed a little bit, like right before I got on here, and I'm like, this is not good. This is not supposed to be happening. So later on the day when I fire it up again, I'm gonna see if that issue persists, and if it does, I'll put a tweet about it, because I did take some screenshots, so I'll post those on my Twitter to show what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I know exactly what you're saying, and it's something that developers would want to know about, so that if other people are having those issues, man, because I've had artifact and stuff like that happen.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Artifacting. I couldn't.
Yeah, and only a few. It was only a few, but it happens, y'all. It happens. So we're not going to sit up here and sugarcoat.
This was bad, though. This was bad.
I didn't see any of it. I didn't see any of it at all. Yeah. Thankfully, I hope I don't see it. But if I do, then I'll be able to say this is what Red was talking about. You know what I mean?
So maybe it was just my instance of it. I'm not sure. And because I'm playing it on my TV. On my CCU, because that's my preferred way to play Stadia. Everybody else I have their, when doing the browser, when doing mobile or something like that. That's fine. More power to them on that. I just have the best experience for me because I'm a console gamer playing on my TV with the CCU, and that's where the issue was happening at. So I may fire it up in my Chrome browser and see if the issue is, if I have that issue there that's in the game, because I've seen it. And so like I say, once I
believe you,
once I get my screenshots off of the the browser, I'll post those on Twitter just to even show what I was talking about. Also, when you take a screenshot, it says screenshot and game state, saving, it says saved screenshot and game state.
Yeah, so state share. Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. I wasn't saving it for state share. I was saving it to show what the heck was happening in this game. But that's cool that it's got state share in the game, and that's just another game where Stadia specific features are being implemented into the games, and I'm glad to see that happening too.
Right. Now, I took a screenshot of this city after you beat the entire first chapter, right? There's a little pan of the city, view. I took a screenshot of that and it created a state share. When I clicked on the state share, it took me back to the beginning. And I think in the messaging of it, it says it will take you back to the beginning, but give you whatever you've unlocked or something like that. Sometimes I don't know, because I really have not used state share like that, y'all. It's just a feature that I'm waiting to grow and become, I guess, more popular for me and the people that I play with. I just haven't
a lot in this game.
Stream Connect I've used a hell of a lot. I have not used crowd choice and all that stuff, y'all, because that's not the type of content creator I am, streamer I am, right? Not yet. But I just been focusing on the games, man. These features are just gonna get better and better and better and better, right? So that's what I'm focusing on. But now it's artists in the building. What's going on, bro? He said Madden Judgement set the bar high. These other developers need to get on it. Outriders was a huge disappointment.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna talk about that, and but I want to bring up Resident Evil before we move on. I jumped on Resident Evil 7 yesterday, bro. Listen. You talk about your issues with that with Judgment, right? So yesterday I played, man, and I'm on this part where the creepy ant, I think it's the ant or the aunt or whatever. Right there. So it was kind of dark, so I had to turn my brightness up. Then when I turned the brightness up, I noticed a lot of like jaggies and stuff, right? I noticed jaggies, and not just jaggies. When I went on the porch part, it was like a little ledge or whatever, not to give any spoilers out, but it's like a little ledge or porch that you could go on and hide from this chick, right?
That's got to be for the next segment. We gotta save that for the next segment.
Oh man. Oh, okay. Because we didn't have RE7 in here, so
that's fine.
Okay, all right. Well, let's wait. Let's say
it's general. It's general.
Oh yeah. You're right. So we'll say that, y'all. We're gonna keep on trucking that.
So
good job.
But as far as Judgment goes, I can recommend that game because there's a good amount of everything in the game that will keep you interested. When you're looking for evidence and looking for clues, it gets kind of frustrating because you're not really told exactly like what to look at and stuff like that. So you have to use your sleuthing skills to discern certain things. But once you get it, it's fine. Also, I will tell you this one thing, and it's not necessarily a spoiler or anything like that, but I don't know, there may be an achievement attached to it. But when you're searching for evidence and you're gonna hear a cat sound, before you end your investigation, find the dang on cat.
Got you.
That's all I can tell you, because they're well hidden. But find the dang on cat, because you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear this meowing every time. See, cat's on the screen right now. So just find the cat, and after you get all the main clues and stuff that you need, and then after that you can end it, because there may be an achievement. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the achievements for the game, but they wouldn't have put that in there if it wasn't something. If it wasn't there it's there for a reason. So, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it that.
All right. What do you think about Gandhara's comment right here? The Judgment is a reason why Stadia can be considered a next-gen platform like the PS5 or Series X. Now, if you could share your thoughts quickly, but I definitely want to touch on it real quick before we move on.
Yeah. No, I think that's pretty much true. I still think Stadia has to improve some background things to be up on that level, because we know the PS5 and the Series X are like the top of the line when it comes to that, and the graphics that they can pull off on the PS5 that we've seen so far, as far as like the demos and stuff that we've seen, is good. Stadia isn't at that level just yet, but it ain't too far behind. So I think once they get that figured out and implement whatever the next version of the updated version of Stadia is going to be, I think we're going to see some really improved graphics just overall, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the background as far as like ray tracing and stuff like that they're implementing. They're going to be hopefully implementing into the Unity builds of these games. So we'll see.
Yep, and we'll definitely be talking about that in the future as we find out more information as it gets closer to that point. But we're gonna move on, y'all. So definitely thank all of you for checking in today. You know what I'm saying? Everybody new, hit that like button for sure. You could subscribe if you're feeling nice as well. As I was just saying, we do the same thing. I subscribe to anybody that subscribes to me. So we're going to move on, though, y'all, because we still got more in line for y'all. Now, the next one, Red.
Yes, sir.
All right. Here it is.
Let's get into it, right? Wait. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So right. So they got the Hitman 3 event, and I don't think there was a blog post about that or anything. I really don't think there was.
Yeah, I tried to find it. I couldn't really find anything, but I know the announcement was made. I know there was a tweet that was dropped, I think, right? A tweet might have come out or something like that. But I know I was made aware of it, just like you.
They dropped you know what they did? They dropped a video.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what it was.
Hold on a second. They dropped.
But while you're doing that, this right here, though, just talking about this, it's another event for the people who, and I don't know if it's locked behind the needing an account or whatever and all that stuff.
Well, you have to have a Stadia account, but you don't have to have a Pro account. You can do the elusive
target or something like that. I know that's what it's called, elusive target. Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, but while you find it though, I just want to say, man, it's good that they can come up with events like this to keep them fresh and keep them consistent for all of the new players that will be interested in the platform or whatever, right?
The politician elusive target mission. They dropped a mission briefing on that. So yeah, it's a minute long, and I have it on my screen, so I can share it.
All right. Just let me know when you're ready.
Yep. And share audio for that. Boom, boom, boom.
All right, and I have it.
Here
we go.
There it is. So this is Hitman 3, the politician elusive target mission briefing.
Good evening, 47. Your target is Dame Barbara Elizabeth Keating, a New Zealand tycoon and the former Minister of Trade and Foreign Affairs. She was forced to resign from her position when a charity she represented was accused of funneling donations towards the Dame's own offshore portfolio. Dame Barbara drew on contacts in the tabloids to shift the blame onto the charity's director, Jacqueline Vicker, destroying her reputation and ensuring that Vicker's death shortly thereafter was perceived as a suicide. Dame Barbara is now embarking on a PR tour to restore her standing, and we believe she's working with a body double in order to protect herself at public events. Needless to say, the contract only applies to the real Dame Barbara. Good luck, 47.
She
looked like a hot mess. I just wanted to say that.
So play for free with Hitman 3 or Hitman Free Starter Pack. So that's that. And so this is gonna be interesting. It's a free mission. And we can play it from now until May 3rd. And I wonder if there's some sort of a special achievement that you get if you accomplish this. And the great thing about it is that it's free for everybody. So even if you don't have the Hitman game, you can play the free starter pack version, and you can play that mission. And all you need is your Stadia account. I think that was a really good thing that the IO Interactive people did, to get people more interested in the game itself, because Hitman is a really, really good game. I love Hitman. That was the only game I played on PC that I really, really liked. It was Hitman 2 back in like 2004.
Right.
So to have it now more in the updated versions of the games, and they're still adding content to that, I think is awesome. IO Interactive deserves a lot of props for that.
They do.
And they've been giving out free codes for these games too. So you got to give them a lot of props. They've been really trying to push these games, and you have all the games now on the platform. So that's awesome. So what is your thoughts on that?
My thoughts is that, first of all, it is an amazing franchise, not just a game. Every game in the series is dope as hell. I haven't completed.
Yes, sir.
I think one I might have completed. but 2 I have not finished, and 3, that's just one of those games that you just savor it. You know what I mean? Like you just, oh man, I've streamed a few times. Well, I have a few videos up of me playing the game, and it's beautiful, more and more beautiful every time, man. So the elusive target I haven't done. I want to try to jump into it. I know what it's all about because I have friends who've tried it. But the thing is, man, is that this right here is how you get people coming to the Stadia platform. You just don't give up on what you're doing right now when it comes to these events, these demos and things like that, and definitely not locking it completely behind the pro account every time. Now, I understand sometimes because you have to get subscribers. You know, you got to get just, subs up.
Business. They have to make some money.
But I love the titles that they're choosing. These are blockbusters, some of the best games on the platform as far as the optimization of the games or just the actual games themselves, man. It's just dope. So that's my initial thoughts of it. I like what they're doing, and I know they will continue it because why wouldn't they?
I mean, that's just a gift that keeps on giving if you look at it, because now you have all 3 games on the platform, and now for those people that have it, or even and you have a free version for people that don't have the paid versions of the games. So if you're just adding more and more content to that, because it should be nothing for them to just, hey, we got a new mission, and we just add this new mission to this thing, and hey, just play this for free. Do that. But if you want a more rich experience, we have the paid versions of all of these games, and you can play that too. But if you're just trying to get your feet wet in the Hitman Assassin world, that free starter pack thing is just amazing to have available. And I mean, Hitman is like in the same vein of like Metal Gear Solid in some ways, where you're doing a lot of stealthy things, but it's just more out in the open with the disguises and stuff. And it's got a little bit of elements of Splinter Cell in there too. And I love Splinter Cell. I wish Tom Clancy and Ubisoft would bring that freaking game back. I need some Sam Fisher, get stealth gameplay in my life, man. We got to have that, And so shouts out to those guys. Get that game, make a remake of that. If they do, day one. I
fully agree, man. You're talking about now. Imagine a world where you could lock up a game like that on this platform, man. Like
Factuals,
man. You know what I'm saying?
Because the thing I liked about Splinter Cell was the night vision aspect.
Yeah,
that was awesome. So I hope that they bring that game back. But with Hitman, you're hiding in plain sight, and that's always been the best aspect of that game for me. So, and I haven't even touched Hitman 3 yet, and so I think I'm gonna try and do this event before it's over, and try to do this mission and see what it is. But man, I'm just so glad to see IO Interactive still supporting the game and adding more content to it. I hope they do something later on in the year or even next year if they bring out another Hitman game. So that would be cool.
There it is. So, all right, bro. Now, if I got the order wrong on this one, just let me know and we'll flip it around. But the next up is GTV. All right. GTV. Is that what you ready for that one?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
All right, let's go. So, as you already know, Google TV, man. It is the device that a lot of people are excited about. I read one of the big rumbles out here was the fact that Stadia wasn't released day and date on the new device, right? Oh, man, I don't know how I feel about it because I did, back when it was Sabrina, you start hearing the Sabrina talk and the potential of an upgrade and all that stuff, the gossip at the time that, didn't turn out to be accurate. Which is why you don't buy into that stuff.
Nope, because that was just a lot of people doing a lot of speculation and then getting themselves disappointed because it didn't do what they said it was going to do, and Stadia didn't announce that it was going to.
Yeah,
and I think a lot at that time, that was going on a lot. So a lot of people got disillusioned with Stadia because they hyped themselves up, thinking that it was going to do this and it was going to do that, and just a lot of different aspects with Stadia, not just the GTV thing. And I was always trying to caution people. I was like, you might want to pump the brakes on that. This is still a new platform. Things are going to happen slowly. Nothing's going to happen like overnight.
Right.
But once they're there, it's going to be like it's going to be like it was always there, because that's just how our brains work.
Right.
So I'm like, y'all need to slow down on this stuff, because y'all are getting yourselves hyped up to the point where now you're blaming Stadia for not bringing something that they never promised you. You know, and it's like, that's why I was called the fun police, because, you know, I'm sitting there trying to tamper people's expectations. And I always said, you can check the tweets. I always say, I'm not expecting a whole lot from this, but if they do this, that's great. And the times I hype myself up like everybody else did, I was disappointed too. So I had to learn to say, you know what, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. So when the Google TV thing dropped, the Chromecast with Google TV, I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then a lot of people say, oh, they're going to make a Stadia announcement. They're going to announce Stadia. I'm like, I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think so. They're going to have their own thing with Stadia. And then they didn't make no announcement on Stadia for that event. But what they did was they came out a little later and said, hey, Stadia is not going to be here at the launch for this thing, but it's coming first half of 2021.
Yeah.
Well, we're like almost 2 months. We only got 2 months left in the first half of 2021, and there has not been not one single announcement on that, and there's not been no updates on it. There's been pretty much nothing. But I think I did see something. I think we kind of talked about it last week a little bit. I'm not sure. There's some, you know, in the APK breakdown, there is some lines of code in there that kind of hints that this may be happening soon. I don't have it pulled up or anything like that, but
right.
I feel like we're going to hear something next month about this. We have to, you know, we have to. And what I'm hoping that we're going to hear is that they're going to stick to that timeline, because, you know, you gave yourself 6 months.
Yeah.
And if you count October, or what was that, September, it was September 30th. No, they had to push it back. So it's like October, the first week of October. So if you count back to October, that's 10 months, nearly a year that you've given yourself to implement this technology into, you know, making Stadia work for this thing. And who knows how long this GTV Chromecast has been in the works in general. So you've had a couple of years to figure this out. So now that you're giving yourself a timeline, you know, within the first 6 months of 2021, this is going to happen. You got to stick to that. And I don't want to see an announcement of in May. Oh, it's going to launch in August or September.
Yeah,
fall. No. That's not what you said. That's not what you said. And, you know, we're going to have something to say about that. But we got to still give them the time to meet the deadline at least. They have until June 30th, you know. And if by my birthday, which is July 1st, you know, which is the next day, the first day of the second half of 2021, they haven't done it, then we'll have that discussion, you know, on that show. You know,
so it sounds like you're being selfish and stuff because you want it before your birthday. That'd be a hell of a way to celebrate. That's what you're trying to say right now, I think.
Nope, I want it by the time that they said it.
Hey, check it out. Now, you know, hey, let me tell you this. We're still in the pandemic, man. Hey, dates change. You know what I mean? Like games, the release dates of these games and everything changes. I don't get mad. I wouldn't be pissed off about the GTV because to me, that's an additional, that's a luxury for me right now. I could play Stadia. I could play it very well with my setup. Now, this is just me. Now I'm selfish. I can play it very well with my setup, man. I have a CCU in case something happens with my PC, my browser or whatever. But man, this is going to be important for a lot of people because Rev, I hope they don't expect this device. Now, I do think that this device is going to make it capable. I think during the life cycle of this device, I think we're going to see, possibly we could see an upgrade. Of course, it's speculation, but we could see an upgrade to performance through this device. So I'm hoping that's part of the reason why they pushed it back in the first place. At least that's what I'm thinking might be the case because of how AV1 and everything is slated to release this year, as well as these TVs from TCL, Sony, LG, and, you know, of course, Amazon, Microsoft, and everybody else is going to have access to this AV1 codec and all this stuff. And now we're hearing about this Argos chip that's going to make YouTube uploading videos and stuff more streamlined, where it's going to take only hours to upload for 4K content and stuff like that, Red. So a lot is in place. A lot is in motion. So that's why people like myself, we get excited. I don't get pissed off and bash Stadia or Google for things not meeting the expectations of the gamers or meeting certain timelines and deadlines.
Well,
I waited for Madden and stuff like that, Rev. So I have a little bit of patience, man.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this, because I don't want to get that confused.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be pissed off at them. I'm not gonna go bashing Stadia or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But but there will be some disappointment, not because I wanted it by a certain time, but because they wouldn't have delivered on the time frame that they set. So they bought themselves a lot of patience, but that clock is ticking. They're getting closer to the deadline that they set for themselves. So we just want to see them deliver that. That's all. Like say with Madden, right? People were mad because it didn't drop in 2020 at the end of 2020. But we had to remember that EA and that the Stadia team announced that it was going to be winter. They said 2020, but they meant just complete winter. Right. So it didn't drop in winter 2020, which started December 21st, not in November, because that was still fall. So, but the game was delivered in the winter season, so they technically didn't not deliver. People just didn't like that it dropped before the Super Bowl. So that part I understand. FIFA was promised in the winter also. It dropped of like 3 days before winter was gonna end. So technically they met the deadline. So can't get mad at them about that. I'm just saying that they've given themselves a 6-month window for 2021 to make this, to deliver this. Now, I don't want to go speculating saying, well, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do that. We may just get the same experience from the CCU on the GTV, but what I'm hoping is that they update the UI to the to like at least what it looks like on the web version, on the browser. That would be interesting. I don't know if they'll be able to do like dedicated folders type of things where they just automatically categorize certain things, like say you have a game that you bought. So you have like pro games that's in a certain folder, games you bought in another folder, game that you started but hadn't finished, like incomplete games, or games that you haven't started. I would love to see at least those 4 categories be able to be organized in some sort of way, and a goddamn search button. How about that? So, but so hopefully that's stuff that they could be working on, and a clock. Put a clock in the doggone thing, because some people don't look at their phones and stuff when they're gaming. But if they hit that S menu on the controller, you see a little clock ticking at the top. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Shoot, I need to get to bed. Whatever. Right. But no, I'm just joking. But I want to see them, implement a new GUI for that, and introduce some sort of make certain things easier for the end user. On top of that, that would be great. So hopefully by June 30th, this is a thing and it happens.
Yeah, I hear you, man. And I'll say this though. Let me answer. Is it Tubag? I think 313. I'm just gonna say it like that. Man. If I'm saying it wrong, if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. But man, the Division 2 Warlords of New York, 18 euro to me is worth more than that, man. It's a fun experience, one of the best games on the platform. If you talk about wherever the hell you buy it and play it at, it's worth it to me, man. It's dope. So we're gonna move right on. Hey, Rev.
Yes, sir.
Pretty damn good, man. We still have more for y'all though. We still have more for y'all before we close out. So we're gonna get
show, son.
Yeah, man. You know it. Now, Rev, I do have some things down here, and I know at the last minute I threw a couple in on you, but you want to jump into Ubisoft right now?
Yeah, I thought that was we going to talk about that anyway. So let's jump into it, man. Let's jump into it. So here we go. Hold up. Let's make this happen, man.
All right, Ubisoft, as you all heard, now you could you could sign up directly through the Stadia app, right? Everything's streamlined, integrated properly, and all that stuff for you to make it easier for anybody who wants to play Ubisoft. I say Ubisoft. Rev says Ubisoft.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me who's wrong. Tell me who's right. I don't
Tomato,
know.
tomato, dude. Who cares?
Hey, it is, but I'm gonna say Ubisoft then. So if I say it, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be mad at Red when he says Ubisoft. All right, here it is. So I have Red. I have a Ubisoft Ubisoft Connect or whatever. What the hell? Ubisoft comes up with so many things, man. We had Ubisoft Plus, Ubisoft Connect, Uplay, and all that stuff at one point. So look, I have the Ubisoft Connect for PC that allows me to connect with both Luna and Stadia. So I play all of their games or all of their available games on Luna with Ubisoft with that account. And I also can play, and you don't even need a membership. You don't need to have a subscription to do it on Luna, which is cool because you could just do it through the channel as long as you have, if you pay for that Ubisoft Connect or that Ubisoft Plus, right? What the hell is it called? Ubisoft Plus.
Plus.
Yeah, so
get it together.
I know because I'm thinking Uplay. I like Uplay. I don't know why, man. Ubisoft.
I love that Uplay
name, man. Uplay right? Plus was the shit. So, but dude, I have I have access to those games on Stadia as well, man. Watch Dogs Legion and all those games. Now, some of them I wish was 60 FPS, but that's another discussion for a different day, man. But I think this is going to be huge for a lot of people who are interested in having access to some of Ubisoft's finest titles. What do you think? That's just my initial thoughts.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said before, I bought a lot of the Ubisoft games, and because some of those games like Uno was just fun. Yeah. And that's something that I thought that would be something that fun that the community could get together and play and just stream live and just have some fun with it.
Everybody could play it.
But I was trying to get that together. Nobody wanted to be a part of it. So I said, all right, well, forget it. But the game was only like $10. It was like, come on, man. But you got so many really good AAA titles up on that in that, and that's great. But again, it's just all the games that's available right now. So we got to see what's going to be added to it once they bring more games into the platform. But being able to play Valhalla and it's Valhalla. Shout out to MO2K.
Valhalla. Valhalla.
Right. Whatever. But shout out to MO2K. We love the way he says that. And
Bahia. Shout out.
we gotta give him some love for that. And you got that game, and you got Watch Dogs Legion, and you got Immortals Phoenix Rising. I mean, those are the top 3 games that they came out with last year, right?
Yeah.
And you just pay $15 a month. You got all 3 of those games, and that makes it worth it. So when you add other games like Uno, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, The Division 2, Ghost Recon, both of those games, all the Assassin's Creed games that they had available on there, it just the Crew 2, all of that, it makes it really good. The thing that I noticed that when you go back into the Stadia Store app, it still looks at it like you haven't subscribed to it because hey, play all your favorite Ubisoft games on here, blah blah blah, and it's like, wait a minute, I already did that. So I think they need to update that to reflect those that have subscribed and in the store and take that banner away because it's not necessary. So yeah, but I haven't started Watch Dogs. I'm gonna start that after I get deeper into Immortals and possibly start Assassin's Creed Valhalla pretty soon too. But yeah, this is some interesting stuff. And like I said, you don't need the Stadia Pro account, which they never said that you did. So I was kind of confused on why people were asking if you would need to, but I do understand the concern. But this is the thing. This is the thing that I had an issue with. And I don't know if it means anything to you or not, but this was announced back in 2019. It took nearly 2 whole years, 2 years on the calendar, but nearly 2 whole years in time for this thing to happen. It wasn't announced on Luna until a month and a half before it went live. Right. And it's like, wait a minute, we had been talking about this for over a year, just saying, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? They're going to announce Ubisoft Plus Uplay Plus pretty soon. When they're going to announce Uplay Plus, they made a whole new rebrand of that thing and then said, hey, this is going to be on Luna and it's coming soon and it's going to be on Stadia later. But wait a minute, you announced it for Stadia first. what happened? You put all of these games on the platform, and you made all of them available throughout the year of 2020. So why wasn't there some sort of announcement of it going day and date with Luna? Like, what made that? Did Amazon pay them some money to delay it or something? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that. But come on, man, that was an easy win, and you kind of whiffed on it. So we get it like what, 5-6 months later, when it was announced for Stadia first. Some about that just didn't sit right with me. But
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I was planning on supporting it anyway, and so I had went ahead and jumped in, and then all of a sudden, all of those games came available, and they all had the Ubisoft Plus tag at the bottom instead of the Pro tag. I thought that was a pretty neat touch. What's your thoughts on that part of it, where it was announced on Stadia first, but delayed almost for 2, but not necessarily delayed, but not announced for, not available for 2 years. What's your thoughts on that?
We keep it all the way trill, man. I have to agree with you because I was thinking that something janky as Snow Bunny. Shout out to Snow Bunny, man. My sister over there, YMYOG podcast, y'all. Check us out Sundays. Usually we'll go Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern time, but we might be back next week. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, so I think, Reb, that money talks, man. I really do. Because at the time, Amazon, they were trying to get on the scene and make a splash, and they seemed to at one point be countering a lot of the things that Stadia was announcing. On Twitter, we were out there on the streets. We kind of saw it with our own eyes, right? And that's what they're supposed to do. I'm not mad at them. Hell, I know I would do it. If you start a business, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to make a bigger announcement than Stadia Revolution announcement than him. But so I think that does hold a little bit of weight. Of course, we don't have concrete evidence that that's the case, but it was something off, man, because you're right. It went kind of radio silent for a while. People were asking for it. Please, Stadia, tell us a timeline. When can we expect Ubisoft? We're ready. Our money is ready. We want these games. It's going to be dope. The additions of these games to the library is going to make it, you know what I'm saying? So people did have different thoughts on it, including myself. But at the same time, me and you, we were having these discussions and we put them on air at times. We have patience. I can wait because I'm still playing Doom Eternal and Destiny 2 and PUBG and Sekiro and everything else was dropping. Star Wars, EA was coming. I mean, I gotta
get back into that.
Hey, bro, it was like, damn. But there was so many games. So either way, I was just waiting, taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, but see, the thing about that was it led to rampant speculation. Like, how is this going to be implemented on the Stadia? First of all, like what games are going to be available on it? Like, some people, I saw people were saying that if it doesn't have 30 games, then it's not worth it. And stuff like that. I mean, we saw all this stuff over the last year and a half, almost 2 years for this. So now we know it launched this week. It rolled out to everybody. It should be available for everybody now. And it only has the 20 Ubisoft games that are already on the platform, which, like I said, is fine because when I looked at all the Assassin's Creed games, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to pay for all of those. You know what I'm saying? I got bills and stuff. So I'm like, now with the subscription, even on Luna, you still have that option, to have those games available, and I think you have a little bit more available on that. But it was just a fact of why wasn't it launched on Stadia first, since it was announced on Stadia first? Because when they announced it, Luna wasn't a thing. Luna was vaporware. It was just something that it didn't even have the name yet. It didn't even have the name Project Tempo yet. It didn't have anything. It was just something like some rumor in the air that Amazon was working on something. But it wasn't, working on the cloud gaming platform, but it wasn't even anything announced for that yet. So how did they leapfrog Stadia in that regard?
Yeah. I mean, and that's a good point. Good thought, Reb. I mean, damn. So but now that the games are here, like you said, now, okay, Reb, does this open up the door in the future for Splinter Cell games and stuff to maybe come to Stadia? Now that they're familiar with the porting process and all that, I mean, what is your thoughts on that?
I think we'll see more. I think we'll see a lot more games from those publishers from Ubisoft coming to Stadia, and I think they want to do it to make it continue to be worth the $15
right
per month that they want you to pay for it, and I'm okay with that. I want to see, what we get, because if they're going to keep giving us the ultimate gold editions or whatever of these games, they have to come day and date. There can't be a delay in that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just can't be a delay. So if they're going to do that, the day they release everywhere else, they have to release on Stadia. And if you got the Ubisoft Plus, you also know that you can play it on PC, you can play it on Luna, and you can play it on Stadia and keep your progress, which is a really, really fun aspect to that. So I'm hoping that we do get the day and date action happening. I think they, going to keep adding more and more games to that, whatever they're working on. And I just think that this is really good for the platform. It's just good overall, because now you have two ways of your library just growing with Stadia Pro and with Ubisoft Plus. Plus, you still have the games that you can purchase, a la carte individually. So, and just in case you want to, not have the Ubisoft Plus, you still have the games available to buy. So, I mean, it's it's a win. It's just I just wanted that win to happen a lot sooner as opposed to when it is now.
Yeah. All right. I like it. So we're gonna move right along, y'all. The next one. Now watch Rev say, nah, not yet. You know what? I don't even think I put the main one in the title about what we want to discuss, what we were holding up to talk about. So damn, I might have to create a banner.
No, we're talking about the ports.
Yeah. Yep. I don't even think I put that in there, did I? Sure did not.
I can't
nope, I didn't. But anyway, I'm going to create one real quick. So
do that.
Yeah, go ahead and kick it off.
So, well, but while you're doing that, let me just say, everybody, thank you guys for participating and joining in on this conversation. We really hope we're providing you some really good content and some really good thoughts and opinions and stuff. If you're liking what you're hearing, please drop a like. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get Storm up to 1,000.
I'm good
subs,
now.
Man.
There it is.
Yeah.
Boom. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. We're gonna
let's get him up to 1,000 subs, because this guy grinds so hard for everything and everybody, and it's a shame that he hasn't hit that number yet. So please sub to this channel. Let's get Storm all the support that he could definitely.
I appreciate it. That was partially on me, because at one point I was doing, like I said, man, I'm doing this for the fun, for the love of it. So at the end of the day, the subs are not going to kill anybody. That's how I feel about it.
But we want you to know that you're getting into support.
I like the likes more than the subs. You know what I mean? Because I would like to get the information out there to the people that need to hear it. You know what I'm saying, Red? But I appreciate it, bro. So I'm gonna do the same. I'm definitely gonna do the return the favor when we go back to your channel next week. But
yes, sir.
So check this out. Like this title right here, I just came up with it, but I didn't just pull it out of my ass, y'all. This right here was something that a lot of people is near and dear to a lot of people when it comes to certain games. I know myself, MM2K, you care about quality and all that stuff because of the brand. Like we care about the brand, right? So Rev, if you could kick it off first, bro, I'd appreciate it. Like, what are your thoughts on certain games coming to Stadia? Like, I want to go to Resident Evil first, though, before you do.
Do it.
Because, yeah,
go ahead.
Because Resident Evil 7 yesterday, I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all. The first day I played, everything was just so it was beautiful. Everything was just, I was like, damn, what a port, right? And I streamed it live for everybody to see commentary. I had commentary going on, and it was a hellified experience, right? But I got into the next area, and it was dark, like I said, and I'm not going to give any spoilers or whatever. It was a dark area. I had to turn the brightness up because it was way too dark. That could have been my TV, though. But then when I turned up the brightness, it exposed so many flaws that I didn't see. And I'm talking about, when I say flaws, I'm talking about like jaggies and like aliasing and stuff like that. But then the major thing was that I saw some major pop in, like texture pop in, man. So And we've talked about this like with Serious Sam 4. You've heard me and MM2K break it down several times, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
Watch Dogs Legion, if the performance is not there, we're not going to close our eyes or ask you to close your eyes and pretend that it's not there, Outriders or whatever. I think we had to speak up on the issue so that it does go to the attention of the developer and Stadia. As not so much Stadia could do, but communication wise, they probably can do something. But I do feel like there's a number of games out there that are suffering. I'm going to say it like this, Rev, they're suffering because of the issues or whatever. Like, I don't know if that's part of the porting process. It has to be, right? The porting process. Sometimes it could be the age of the game. I understand all that stuff. But pop-ins like this shouldn't happen. So it makes you wonder what version of the game we're getting. So that's my thoughts on it right there.
Yeah. As far as the what you're talking about in that segment of the game, that was the same problem that I was having.
Wow.
That was the same problem I was having. I tweeted about that too. So this is not something I just kept to myself. You know, I said that this game, this segment of the game was super dark and you couldn't see what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
I had to go to a video on YouTube to figure out where I needed to go.
Man, that's funny because I tried to do the same thing, but I got pissed off about the performance and what I was seeing, so I shut it down, man.
Okay, so like I said, the thing I had to do. Okay, hold on. So people sending me. Why people want to send me messages?
You know how it goes because you're live. But let's see what the chat.
I'm gonna be helping a friend do something later on. They moving some stuff around, so they're just messaging me, letting me know, whatever. But anyway, so I had to go to YouTube, and when I went to YouTube, right, I watched the PS4 walkthrough of that segment. That the game was bright, and I was like, wait a minute, my version doesn't look like that because you can see everything.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I had to figure out, okay, this is where I need to go. So I just had to just watch for clues, like visual clues in that video to see where I needed to go. And like in segments where the room is like there's a place you have to hide in the first time you have to hide. And on the video that I watched, that was well lit. In the Stadia version when I was playing it was super dark, except for a lantern being. You
had to turn the brightness all the way up, right?
I didn't turn the brightness up. I just played through it.
Wow.
And you know, but I didn't. But like you said, when you turn the brightness up, of course you're going to see all of the stuff in the dark. You know, all the stuff that was being hidden by the darkness. But the thing is, that shouldn't have been a case.
Yeah,
that shouldn't have been the case. So I don't know, like what Capcom did, because not only that, but those areas have no color.
That's true.
It's like a sepia tone. It's like
That's
really
true.
really
Absolutely
washed out.
Right. Damn.
It's like really really washed out and brownish, and there's no dynamic range to the color tones. It's just, hey, it's a really really washed out area, and there's no texture. Like there's like an amber color. It was like a bright amber color in the video that I watched, and here in the Stadia version, it's like a sepia tone, but more washed out than anything else. So that made the game kind of distracting, you know, to play. But I think once you get through that part, the rest of the game is okay. You know, there's still certain aspects that's kind of dark or whatever, but I think that plays into the creepiness of the game, so it's not necessarily a problem. But in that one particular segment, and I hope that there's no other segments like that, it makes it very difficult to get through that part. And so I think you're gonna have to watch the video in order to see what it is, because this does not seem like an isolated incident. It seems like it's more systemic, you know?
Yeah.
So something's happening with the port of that game. And then, you know, the Outriders issues, they had global issues, but they had Stadia specific issues too, because they gave us, from what I didn't have the game. I held off on purchasing it, but you have it, and a few other people have it. And what were you saying about that?
Outriders? It needed to be. First of all, we learned that we got an older version, port of the game. Then the consoles, the next gen consoles, for example. Luckily I have a Series X and a PC as well, and I was able to try the game on both, right? So I didn't have to pay for it on Game Pass. Now I didn't have to pay additional money because it sounds weird when people keep saying it's free. It's free on Game Pass. It's not technically free. You're paying a monthly fee that adds up to a yearly fee. But my point is, though, the game was choppy as hell. And people at first, when I streamed live, man, some of them were coming in and they were like, Storm, I don't know, maybe it's you on your end. And I'm like, nah, I know bad performance when I see it. I know questionable performance when I see it. Red, so the game, it was a mess when it comes to like the FPS. Motion blur was an issue. You couldn't turn that off. That would probably help with the smooth look and feel of the game if you could turn motion blur off. And it was, of course, I'm not even talking server like disconnects and all that stuff. Forget all that for a minute. I'm talking about the actual performance of the game. Then Dirt 5, Red, one of the most beautiful ports on Stadia. It's still in the top 3, in my opinion, along with Judgment. And I would just have to give the other one a Doom Eternal or Division. I don't know, but look, these are the top ports on the platform. Dirt 5 is one of them visually and the way it runs. But then there was this weird hiccup that happens. I mean, it would be like a 2 to 3 second lockup at times. You know what I mean? A 1 second lockup where in the middle of a race that just happens at random times. And it will always happen, Rev, at the same time. Like after 4 or 5 races, it's kind of like something is happening on either Stadia's end or at Codemasters end or somewhere. I have no damn idea, but it will always happen. It would be smooth at first, and then it would just be this hiccup that or these freezes and lockups and stuff that would occur. So I reached out, I put a tweet out there after I put some hours into the game. No response from Codemasters, of course. Reached out to Stadia customer support in the DM. No response. No response at all. So I was like, okay, let me put this one aside. Now I know that I could jump on if I'm streaming content. I could play like, I know I'm good for 3 or 4 races, maybe 5 on a shorter track or something, right? After that, I know people are going to see this freeze. So I was constantly having to explain why this might be happening. And I didn't know. I paid $60 for it. I didn't refund it because I thought it would be something that they could polish up real quick, get a patch out real quick. But that still hasn't happened yet. Right. Now we heard that there's going to be a patch or an update, but I'm kind of, come on, man. Like, because it's on Stadia, like, are y'all just omitting the whole thing? Or I don't know. Like, I have no idea what the timeline is like. That's why we're talking about it. Yeah. So I think it's supposed to happen this last week already. So if it hasn't happened yet, then that's kind of so I need to double check. I need to double check again because I was on it, but I didn't play that long. So let me double check. I'll eat my words on that one if that is the case. I hope it's fixed because I do a 5-hour stream. I love the game.
I haven't seen anybody saying that the game was fixed, so I don't know.
You're saying Outright? Oh, I was talking about Dirt 5. My bad. Outright is supposed to be this week or next week. I thought it was next week for some reason.
Well, yeah, it was last week.
This week just passed. So that would be this week. It should have been fixed then.
Yeah. So with Dirt 5, I haven't played that, so I don't know. But there's also that save feature that was happening in FIFA.
Yeah.
So that they I guess EA is going to be fixing that soon. But it's just a pattern of these publishers putting games on a platform and it not seeming like they're up to par where they should be as far as performance wise and what's happening with the games.
Now let me ask you, I have to interrupt real quick. Is that acceptable to you because we have the game, Rev? Like I think about it now. We have the game versus not having the game at all. Like what do you think?
Have the game. Having the game is fine. That's great because more games is better. But the games have to be able to be playable. And what good is a game being on a platform if you can't necessarily play it, right? Yeah. So if you're putting a game out on multi-platform, it should be the same version for everything. And for Outriders, they have like Stadia-specific features, right? Which is great and all, but if no one can play the game, those features don't matter. So I know people want to get mad at Stadia, but for some of these issues, but this isn't on them. All Stadia can do is have the platform for these games to be able to be played. This is on the developers and the publishers, and it seems like, and rightfully so or not, whatever, that Stadia isn't the priority. but it's a gaming platform that a lot of people are using. And so you don't want to shortchange those people that's putting their money behind your product to support you and the platform. So you want to give them the best experience that that you possibly can. And we've seen this happen. We've seen this. We've seen, really good games. Like the Division 2 is still the standard for me, personally. The Division 2 is just like absolutely perfect. As far as showing the capability of what Stadia can do. That Judgment is good and all, but I've ran into some issues with that. I have never ran into any issues with the Division 2. And why? Because they update the game often. And they tell you they're updating the game. They tell you it's going to be down for maintenance to fix certain things. They're always fixing that game, so it's always looking its best. And so to me, that's the standard. And if these guys are just lazy porting these games and say, "Oh, it's a bug," F it. We'll fix it later.
Or if it's Stadia in the cloud, F it.
Right. No, that's not cool. And that's, like I said, that's not a knock on Stadia. That's on these guys, and they have to do their jobs, because Stadia is not hard necessarily to port to. You just gotta make sure that you do the proper testing to find bugs and stuff like that. We shouldn't be beta testers for your games. That's what I'm saying. Now, so go ahead.
With that being said, bro, I was gonna ask you now. Certain so Q&A or QA, quality assurance or whatever. There should be a level of that before those games drop. You're right, but it seems like nowadays it's cool, Red, for these games to come out, and I'm not just talking Stadia games now. Just on any platform, incomplete, half-ass, beta form, early access, whatever. That's kind of like it's been accepted. It's been accepted, Red. So
I've never liked that. Like if the game is in a beta, that's different. That one gets a pass for as far as like performance and stuff like that. Because like when they had that Matrix game. And the people broke it in the beta. They broke the game to the point where they forced Neo to show back up. But they played that game so much in the beta. I don't think it was a Matrix MMO. I don't think that game ever made it to the public. But they broke that game. But it was a beta, so it's fine. Because not everybody had access to that. So, bug tests and stuff like that, that is fine if you're doing it and that's what you're doing. But when you say, hey, we want you to pay $60 for this game, I shouldn't be paying you $60 to be a beta tester. You guys just decide to fix the game whenever you get around to it. That's BS. And I am not in support of that.
Yeah, I'm not either. That has nothing to do with my love or lack of love for the platform or anything like that, right?
Right. It's just because you've seen that in all platforms, going back to like at least the PS3 and Xbox 360, where they would just release the games, because those were the first major main online all the time systems, right? The original Xbox was there, but they gave that a really short life cycle when they put the 360 out. And so you saw like all of these games coming out, and then they just patch them later. There's a problem here, patch it later. But previous generations, we bought the game and the game was complete, so there was nothing else that they needed to fix later, because they had to, because a lot of those games weren't officially fully online yet. But now I think they just said, okay, well, we got a playable version of it, so now let's just put that out. I mean, CD Projekt Red learned a hard lesson for that, because they put that game out that they had been in development for like 8 years, and that game was buggy as crap on every single platform, with the exception of PC and Stadia. But people shouldn't have had that experience, no matter where they bought the game.
That game should not have released on the older consoles, like at the time the Xbox One and the PS4. It shouldn't have happened at that time. I mean, push it back. People will be pissed, but they'll smile a little bit more when they see a better experience, I'm sure. Right.
No, you're absolutely right on that. I don't think they should have tried to port those to the PS4 and the Xbox One either. As far as like what the ambitious aspects of this game that they were trying to promote, they took a lot out of that game, before it even hit the shelves. And they were doing crunch and they were rushing, and also like, you guys had this game in development for 8 years. Why are you crunching?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You had nearly a decade to get this game up to par, and you're crunching at the end. And then when you get the game out, it's a complete buggy mess.
I'm going to assume it was the pandemic at the end of it, when it was really gold time and all that, when the game goes gold and all that, man. I feel like the pandemic might have had something to do with with all that polish, the level of polishing that was going to happen, because they were keeping us abreast of the progress. And that was questionable too, Rev. But I'll give them that pass because of the pandemic, man. At the very end, but they shouldn't have released it though. They shouldn't have released it on all platforms like that.
No, I think they should have just kept it PC, Series X and Series S, PS5, and Stadia, and then work on fixing the bugs for the PS4 and the Xbox One, and release that one later.
Mm-hmm.
But they were trying to bring it on all these different platforms. Now we know, because people try to say, well, it was they were bringing it to Stadia, and that was the reason why it was delayed. this is Stadia's fault, when CD Projekt Red, when it said, no, the Stadia version is complete along with the PC version. It's this and this. So that kind of shut that conversation down. But if it was already ready for this, for Stadia and for PC and the next gen consoles that were releasing at that time, they should have just did that and then let the previous generations get it a little bit later. Give people a compelling reason to upgrade. But they didn't do that. They tried to bring it to the previous platforms, which gave the game a really, really bad reputation, to the point where they had to pull it out of the PS store like completely, and nobody on the PS was able to get it for a while. And and I don't know, I forgot what happened with the Xbox version of it, but man, so I mean, that worked out for Stadia, because that it allowed them to create the narrative that, hey, look, we got the game. All you have to do is buy it. We'll give you the Premier Edition for free, and it's the best place to play it outside of having a $1,500 PC rig. So that was
amazing, because people got a glimpse of what Stadia was really about at that point, Red.
Yeah,
what it was really capable of, and the cloud. Yeah,
that was a good win for them. But when you come back to what we're dealing with now, 4 months later, we're seeing games that are coming to the platform from major developers, and they're not performing or have so many bugs that people are just saying, forget that altogether. And that should not be happening on here. So I think these developers need to step their game up as far as making sure that they're meeting a minimum bar of, like, say, Judgment or the Division 2. Should be the minimum. The maximum bar should be like Doom Eternal or something. So that's my thoughts. Go ahead.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right, man. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about bringing attention to issues like this, because people are spending this money, and Stadia is a platform that's trying to grow. So that's why we're having this discussion in the first damn place. Exactly. Is because we have to call out the real. I told you what do we look like, Red, if we're only praising everything positive? But if you have an issue, no one is going to listen to you because they think you're capping now. Like, if you told them Judgment had flaws or whatever, and you saw it and it was not cool, people would be like, oh, here's Red, here he is. You know what I'm saying? That's not. I mean, that's not the way it should be.
I'm still gonna be a raging fanboy and a gatekeeper to some people, just because.
Well, we're all me, you, MM2K. That's what we are. We're the gatekeeper society, man. I mean,
it's fine, But at the same time, I always tell people, check my history, because I've always called out certain things and other things that people were blowing up. That was just, that I just felt like weren't necessarily big issues. Were the things that I kind of said something about. As far as like, that's not really that big of a deal,
Mm-hmm.
But when there was something major and it was game impacting, it was people's enjoyment impacting, then we're gonna say something about that. And I'm gonna always, try to highlight what's good, what's bad, because that's just how we do that. So, but the labels or whatever is fine. I don't care about that. It's
Yeah, me either.
Because it's funny to me.
Yeah.
It's just funny because I know what I've said over the last couple of years, and a lot of people really don't because they haven't been either following me or knew about me or you during those times when we have said critical things. Yep. And I mean, I've written articles that had critical aspects. That had aspects where I was criticizing certain things, within that. So for people to, not see that, I mean, it is what it is. It's not like I'm some big guy or whatever, on YouTube.
Yeah. And it's not like we're gonna lose sleep over anything like that. That's you know what though, Red? Like certain people are not built for that, and it's important to close out with the reality though. Some people are not built for that, man. We could shrug things off. Like some things you don't tolerate, you hit the block. Some things you unfollow. You know what I'm saying? It's just all about how you handle things.
That's just when it's disrespectful. I don't care about. I don't care about talking about something being good or bad or whatever. But when it gets to that level of disrespect, which I don't do that to people. I don't disrespect people. I try to rebut certain things, but in a respectful manner. To the point where, I'm not calling nobody a name or anything like that. As far as like within the community, like somebody outside the community, I don't give a crap. I'm a come at them, but I'm still respectful even in that aspect.
Right. But I think it's important that people understand that, man, because there's so much more positivity out here. It's the same with Stadia and these these gaming platforms, man. There's so much positivity. I think we have to focus on that sometimes as well. Like nobody wants to call out the positive because that's not going to get you the story or the reactions that you're looking for. So people heavily focus on negativity, man. And I engaged. We're human. I'll say it right up front. I have fun sometimes when it comes to certain conversations because they blow my mind. I'm like, what? I can't believe this mug just said what they said. What? I'm gonna have some fun. Let's go. And that's the same for MM2K and other people who culturally we just handle things different. That's all. It's about some of that stuff comes down to who you are, how you were raised, and what you stand for, and all that stuff, man. But at the end of the day, it's gonna take a lot, Rev. Like you said, blatant disrespect. Like, you know what I'm saying? You damn near have to threaten to roll up on me and know where I live and all that stuff. Then now that's the issue. Like for that right there, that's a different story. But if you had like Amanor wouldn't be around if I just said MM2K, we need to block this fool right now. Right. We wouldn't have no Amanor, man. Now he's the most beloved troll I've ever seen, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Amanor. So it's just sometimes you just got to understand that this is online, this is gaming, and all that stuff. Now, disrespect is not gaming. That's something else. So when somebody comes for that ass, that's different. Now you got to be able to handle that. You got to stand up, man up, woman up, whatever you need to do, because it is what it is, man. So I think if we focus on these games and the excitement of what's coming to these platforms or whatever, everything could be fine. But Red,
100 on the whole situation, because it's like we're talking about our experience as gamers, and we have millions of hours put in as gamers through our entire lifetime. So we have something that a lot of people don't have but are building up towards, because some people started gaming in the 2000s. Some people started gaming in the 90s, but
some people started gaming today.
Right. There's somebody getting started in gaming right now. But as far as like me and you, we've been gaming since like the 70s at least.
Yeah. So 80s for me, really. 80s for me.
Like I know 70s for me because I was in those
early 80s.
Early 80s, but late 70s. Because like
you ain't that damn old, Red, to be gaming, man, holding no damn controller and comprehending what's going on. It wasn't a controller.
Look. Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I was trying to say like my very, 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 very first experience with any level of like video gaming was, like I said, I had a Atari 2600 when I was 9. That was like 1984. But my aunt, she came home from college, and it was like 78, 79. And she had this and I'm not sure if that was the time. I may be wrong on my time frame. So I'm old. So don't quote me. Don't at me. But she had like a little mini Miss Pac-Man mini arcade thing. It was about that big.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I have played on one of those before.
And it was all just like this little black,
had the little dot. Had the red dots and all that.
And the whole screen was red, but you just moving this thing around. You had the one little stick and you're just doing that.
Yes, sir.
That they had a Donkey Kong version like that, and they had another game. I forgot what it was. I don't know exactly the year it came out, but I know I was really, 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 really young playing that, and that was before I got my 2600 because I was a kid. You know, I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm up there. Hey, Shake Apple. Well, I'm up there. I'm in the bracket with Red, man. This is why we do what we do. See, we're not trying to tell everybody, sit down, young boy, sit down. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. We're not doing all that, but yeah, man, we got some heritage in this thing. Some
experience, like I say, because like my first console experience was the ColecoVision and the Intellivision. So that's how far I go back with that. And those were out in the late 70s and the early 80s before Nintendo even had a console. You know, Nintendo would license their games to appear on the ColecoVision. You know, that's how far I go back with this. You know, Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, not Super Mario Brothers, but Mario Brothers, the original one. Yeah. And you had Donkey Kong Jr. on the ColecoVision. You had all of those games on that. So that's how far I go back with that. I played on the Intellivision. And they have a new console. It's about $700 now, but it's out. And you know, so we go back with this. So I'm saying I got like millions of hours of game time through the arcades, through at home, through visiting friends, trading cartridges, all that stuff. I mean, we struggled for you guys to be able to have cloud gaming today. So
pretty much. We put that work in. Everybody pat yourself on the back if you put that work in, so that we paid the way.
We had our mamas telling us that if you put that thing on the back of the antenna thing, it's gonna mess my TV up.
Damn right. Rabbit ears TVs and all that. Hey, check this out though, Reb. We got to go into the Atari Hotel, man, before we leave. We got to make that a part of the closing remarks, right? Yeah. Atari Hotel.
Hold on a second. Let me share.
Because we're talking Atari or whatever.
Man, I told you guys on my channel a long time ago that Atari was building hotels around the country and around the world. Well, they got a website now, and you know this is the thing. You can see there on Twitter. I followed them on Twitter. They have an Instagram and they have a Facebook page now. They're accepting memberships and whatnot. You can get a membership to this thing, and this whole situation, you know, have apparel, gear, stuff like that. So you have to sign up for this mailing list or whatever. You know, and you get a newsletter, updates and stuff like that. But these guys are Atari is still heavily involved in the gaming world, man. And it's just that they're look at this hotel.
I mean, you love to see it, man. You love to see it.
Look at this hotel, dog. These designs are just insane. And these are gonna be where you can stay in these hotels and play video games. It's just you just be so immersed in that culture. Like I don't know what games are gonna be able to play, but there's gonna be thousands. I know that it's gonna be like living in an arcade. And for me, that brings up nostalgia. That brings up just some really good feelings as far as just being a gamer is concerned. Like what do you think of this, man?
Hey man, I think it's beautiful. Just looking at the screen right now, man, it does something to me. You know, like Rev, it not to just to know that I got into the gaming game, playing Atari with the joystick with the one orange button or whatever, right? Playing Pac-Man and stuff, man. Like never seen anything like it, bro. My grandfather had that Atari. It wasn't even mine, so he wasn't even a gamer. So you know it was destiny, right? It was meant to be that he had an Atari that he barely even played. And I got my hands on that damn controller. It was over. So but it makes me think about Microsoft and others following suit, Amazon and whoever else eventually following suit. So now we have these things all over the world, bro. Like you get what I'm saying? Like that right there that's gonna be the future of gaming. I think that's the real part of the real future of gaming is that right there, man.
So when you look at it, when you look at this and you see Atari, a company that's been around since the late 70s in the video game world. They were deep in the arcades. They were deep at home. They had they had what 5 systems that they put out. Let me see.
Yeah.
The 2600, the 5200, the 7800, the XE, and the Jaguar. They had those 5. They had those 5 systems that they put out, and they stuck true to what they were trying to do. And the XE was kind of like PC gaming, but before PC gaming was a thing. So that was interesting. It was like a late 80s version or whatever. And I never got a chance to play that 7800. I would have loved to have seen that.
Me either, like that. I think I might have gotten my hands on it and everything, man.
I was look.
I just remember playing. I remember playing Moon Patrol, bro. Moon Patrol and Kaboom with the little. Remember they had the paddle that you could turn.
Yeah.
Had the little orange button on the side, man. That's dopeness, man. Y'all don't understand. You talking to some gaming OGs, man.
Was real. Like, so I was the only one that had the 2600. My cousins had the 5200. Like all 3 of my cousins above me they were actually they're all younger than me, but my cousin Drill had one, my cousin Jill had one, my cousin Sal had one. They all had the 5200, all color and everything. I had the 2600. I was kind of, I got the 2600. I was happy about that, because it came with some games and all stuff, 2 controllers and everything. But when I started seeing my cousins got the 5200, I was jealous as hell. Like I couldn't, I had to ask them to play their games and whatnot because I didn't have it. And they had Miss Pac-Man and some other stuff on there was really, really good.
Right.
But yeah, we go way back with this, man. And so to see an OG company like Atari still involved heavily in video games, but in a different aspect, finding their place in the video gaming world, and they're bringing joy to potentially millions of other people. I think that's just gonna be awesome. I think that this is something that's on my bucket list. I have to do this once these things are available and we can start traveling really tough, everywhere, and just getting out and about more so, because Las Vegas, they're going to have a hotel in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is supposed to be opening up fully pretty soon. But I'm cautious about going to Vegas because it was a real COVID hotspot for a while.
Yep.
So we got to.
I'm not getting on nobody's plane right now, y'all. I don't have the vaccine and all that. I'm not getting on nobody's airplanes. Y'all can have that. I'll let Rev tell y'all about all that.
Shoot, I'm not getting on nobody's plane either. We're gonna drive there or something. But
man,
hopefully with the vaccine and stuff like that and everything, hopefully starting to get back to normal. I think some people are rushing to open up. I think they should really be as cautious as possible. But the fact that this is going to be a thing once things are somewhat, hopefully, more back to normal than now, is something that's really intriguing. And I want to, I just want to, really, really be a part of that, because as a gamer,
me too, man.
That's just the ultimate. That's like the Hard Rock Hotel for musicians.
Yep. Yeah, we might be able to link up and go out there, man. That might be good to see if anybody's down with it, man. If things,
that would be a cool place to do a show.
Yeah, that'd be a good time to hang out. Yeah, do a little show from the joint, man. Have fun, and that'd be cool.
We're gonna have to make that happen.
You might have to make it happen, man. All expenses on you.
Yeah,
you could do it.
Yep. I got $5 whole to make it happen. We about to make this. You have to make this thing.
Hey, Red, I can tell you, when we're having fun, we don't want to get up out of here, man. We got viewers still watching and everything, y'all, but we want to go ahead and highlight all the people that stopped through today, man, before we get up out of here. It's not too late to hit that like button if you like the show, if you like the Revolutionary Storm, man. We've been talking about it for a long time. We're going to keep bringing y'all more and more and more, you know what I'm saying? Outside of the norm, sometimes inside of the norm. But
Lord Kinsell is in the building.
Lord, hold up. Stop the damn show. Hold on. Where comments? Let me go to the bottom.
All the way.
Man, he's booking now. Hey, as long as we can play some PUBG. Now, I wonder if they're gonna have different. Like, it would be cool if they had different consoles or different platforms up in there.
I really think they're gonna do that. I'm just, the gamer in me is really hoping that they're gonna do that, and so I'm just gonna just say that I think that's gonna be the case.
Man, can you imagine? No, I'm talking about, can you imagine? See, this is what community is all about, man. Don't make me cry on the damn show, man. Damn.
Because look at this.
Community right. Hey, Red.
Before you finish that.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead, real quick.
You look at how much gaming is impacting things. Like right now, we don't have arcades as much as we used to have, right? But what's happening? What's happening in replace of that? We got bars opening up that are just video game dedicated bars. We have one here in my town. It's a small town. It's a small town in Wisconsin, but there's a video game bar called I forgot the name of it. Player 2 or something like that. I don't know. I may be mistaken. But there's bars like back home when I was in Chicago. There's about 5 or 6 video game themed bars out there, and they're amazing. So this is a thing. This is a thing that gaming is still viable to so many people in so many different aspects. You talk about bars where adult drinks are being passed around and bought and drank and whatever. And you have all these video game arcade machines just sitting around and people are playing them and having a good ass time.
That's a hell of a time, bro. That's a hell of a time waiting to happen.
That's the impact of gaming, yo.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say, man. And when you talk about communities and community building, man, this is what it's ultimately about, man. Forget all that crazy stuff, man. I told y'all before, we could have disagreements and discourse and all that stuff, but that don't mean that we can't get on these damn games or meet up at a place, a hotel like this and have a good-ass time, man. That's a once-in-a-lifetime thing for a lot of us, man.
My God.
So, with that being said, man, all expenses on Red. We'll get back to y'all with details later on before we take flight and everything.
I got $5 to spend. Trust me.
Five for each. So they had to have a Stadia Pro account?
No. Y'all don't understand. I'm talking about $5, period.
I got a penny for you and a penny for you, Rev. Exactly. I got you, man. I can match you on that. Bro. But look, we went overtime because it's fun, man. Go ahead, Rev.
No, go. As I said, double that $5. You got it. Project. You won that creator thing. You got it. You good for it.
Hey, you know what, man? I actually invested that into part of my setup for y'all to be able to drop some of this 4K content. So your brother ain't got it like that. I spent my stimmy, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what I spent my stimmy on, but that's back to the government already, man. Into the economy. That's back to the but check it out. All right, here it is though. All jokes aside, y'all, we had a hell of a show, man. I couldn't have done it without this dude right here. Stadia Revolution, y'all. People say what they want about my bro, but as you can see, this dude right here is a real, genuine human being, a real gamer. I mean, hell, like a real gamer who breaks things down like he does. Y'all got to listen to the content, man. Check my brother out. He'll be hosting next week's episode 3. I feel like we're important, like we're the Star Wars, like the damn Sith or something. Like, so we're about to do this next episode 3, right on the Stadia Revolution, y'all. It's gonna be the Revolutionary Storm. Part 3, y'all. Come on, man. Already 3 weeks.
Revenge of Stadia.
Yo, listen, So, but I do want to highlight the people right now, man, to stop by to take part. Because y'all could have stayed away from the show. Y'all could have just let us talk to ourselves, and we would still have had fun. But it's nothing like having y'all up on with us on a Sunday like this to rock with us. So we got G Millie in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna go through real quick. We got the boy Project Storm that came through. You know what I'm saying? We got Charles Arn that came in. He's always around. Gaming Source Network. Avery was in the house, y'all. Come on, man. Ray Sherrod in the building.
Sir.
Unitrix. Squid. Who else, man? And sub to. Oh man, see, it's hard, Red, because I know these guys make content. However, we run out of time, so that's why I make everybody moderators on my channel. So if they're in the chat and they had that blue link or whatever, if they make content or if they're cool or they've earned that honor to be a mod, man,
facts.
Check them out. That's all. All right, so we got Project Kill. My brother was in the building, y'all. Amanor was up in here. Let's see. Hell Monkey was in the house. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they still are or not, but they stopped through Stadia Pro Gaming. We appreciate you. Stadia Vet Gaming, appreciate you. My brother, man, Ether came through the house. Ralph was in the house. You know what I'm saying, Rev? You know what I'm saying? We got Gandara in the building that stopped through. Tubag, if I'm saying it right. It looks like Tubag, but Tubag, man, I don't know. But hey, thank you for stopping through. And cop that damn Division 2, by the way, if that's what you want to do, man. I would say, yeah, go ahead and do it. Chariot Man Gaming. You know what I'm saying? Always ranting. That's my dog. Right. Who else? Short G came through and said, hit that like button so it's not too late for y'all to do what Short G said. Exactly. Vic came through the building, y'all.
What's the
Shake
Del
Capo
Maestro?
was up in here. Said you
Mhm.
reminded people that Storm said, "I ain't that damn old." You know what I'm saying? But now one thing about us though, Red, we are proud to have made it this far in life, man. Some, you know what I'm saying? Some don't get a chance to make it that far, bro. I'm so thankful
Man,
and
I could
happy
tell
that we
so
can
many
do
stories
this.
about that.
Yeah,
and I know you can too.
we might have one of those episodes or something where we really get into the world of Project Storm and Red, man. So stay tuned, y'all. Because if we get into it now, we're gonna have to do another hour. I'm telling
We'll
you.
do another 2 hours, because there's just so much stuff, man.
Hell
But-
yeah.
But yeah, we could do it. You know what? We can do a show like that. We just talk about our life experiences and
Yeah,
whatnot.
we can because
I'm
people
all
want to know.
for that.
I hope people want to know, man, because they got to understand the personalities to understand what we say and how we say it. Lord Kenzel was in the building, y'all. Remember, we got that chicken dinner, man. The emergency pickup. Oh man, PUBG, y'all. Shout out to Lord Kenzel. Here we go. Dr. Spaceman was in the building. I just talked about him last night, man. Horizon Zero Dawn. He was in the chat making sure everything was good. Check out that stream I made. 3080 is the truth, y'all. Horizon Zero Dawn, maxed out PC, ultra settings. That's all I gotta say. But Red, where can people find you, my brother? And do you have anything planned? Are you cooking today? Anything like that?
Yeah. So people can find me on Twitter at sfounder2019. They can find me here, the Stadia Revolution, and that's pretty much it.
You're not getting on the grill today or nothing? I mean,
No grilling today. I gotta go help some friends move some stuff around. They're getting evicted out of a place and they have to move some stuff out. So
damn.
I'm gonna be dead to the world for a little while. And but yeah, so y'all follow me on Twitter, sub to my channel, blah blah blah. Make that happen. Try to help me get to 500. I'm trying to push my way up there, trying to be up there with the big boys.
And I'm pushing my way to that 1,000 mark. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you where I am. Just keep on stopping by and enjoying the content.
Yep.
That's all.
Yep, that's it. So go ahead. So go ahead, Storm.
So look, man, we're gonna keep on doing this, y'all, every week, and that's it. That's enough of us. Hey, y'all have fun with the rest of y'all day. Get some gaming in because you'll see me going live on something. So stay tuned. We're out of here.
All right. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.